You asked for it, so here it is. More Tumbling Tower Jenga block Christmas DIY decor. Hey Bestie, this is Lisa. Welcome or welcome back. To make all of these DIY Christmas crafts, you will need 98 blocks total, which is 2 boxes, and you'll still have some left over. So let's get started. For this project, we are just going to make a cute little top hat, like a snowman's hat. So we've got 6 blocks. So I'm going to take the 2 towards the bottom with my Aleene's glue and my hot glue, and I'm going to make the brim of the hat. And then I'm going to take 3 of the pieces that are the very top of the hat. And I'm going to put those together, and then I'm going to add 1 across the bottom just to give it a little more height. So you see there, I've got those 4 pieces. Now I'm going to attach them right on to the flat side of the brim. That was how easy that was to assemble. Super easy. Now I'm going to take my black chalkboard paint. I'm going to paint the entire hat, all sides, everything. I've got this cute little snowflake ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to cut off a piece and I'm going to hot glue it right down. And then I'm going to take some little pieces of like frosted pick or glitter picks, whatever, and I'm going to attach those as well. So first goes the ribbon, attach it in the front and in the back. This would be such a fun one to do with your grandkids, your kids, whatever, so easy. And then I'm going to start adding the little pick piece and the berries. I mean, literally, how cute is this? So fast and easy. This one took me, other than the paint drying, like 5 minutes. And then I've got these cute little eye hooks, and I'm going to screw it in the top. You can also use a pokey tool and start a hole, whatever works. My hands aren't that good for screwing things in like this, so it was a little hard, but you don't have to. You could just glue on a hanger. But I did add twine inside of that, and there it is. So easy and so adorable. This is such an easy project. I've got 15 of the blocks, and I'm going to have them in sets of 3 going the same direction. I'm going to use my combination of tacky glue and hot glue and put each of those sets of 3 together. I like to work in small pieces and then kind of assemble from there. So I'm going to line them up and put the one set of 3 on top of another set of 3 with the tacky glue and the hot glue all over that. And there you go. And then I'm just going to continue and glue all of the other ones the same way till it becomes a large block. And this is the last one that I'm adding on. And then I just kind of hold it around the sides, rub off any excess, and make sure they're as lined up as possible, which is not always easy because not all blocks are created the same. I'm going to paint this entire block in the Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint. It takes 2 coats. I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to draw a little snowman face, and this is just a very basic snowman face. I actually didn't have to look this one up because it's pretty traditional. Then I will take my black chalk paint and my very fine art brush, and I will fill in the eyes, and then I will fill in the mouth with just little dots. You do not have to be a painter to do this. Then I'm going to take that pumpkin chalk paint by Waverly, and I'm going to color in his nose. And would you believe that's it? This would be perfect for a tiered tray. You could set this anywhere. It's adorable. Can you imagine if you had people over making little place cards, make one of these for everyone and put their name on it? It would be so cute. For this cute little Jenga block DIY, I have got 8 blocks, and I'm going to shape them into what looks like kind of a rectangle or a picture frame. So I'll put every set of 2 together using my combination of tacky glue and hot glue. And then once I have all the 2s put together, I'm going to assemble it into this frame. So I'll have the 2 on the sides that are vertical, and then the horizontal ones I'll place on the inside. So I'm just doing that same glue pattern of dots. It works for me the best of anything I've ever tried before. Feel free to do it any way you like. This is just trial and error for me. I've made so many of these things out of these blocks and tried all kinds of things, and this just seems to work. So once I finish assembling my little box, or rectangle, which is actually going to be a frame, this is going to be an ornament. I'm going to take the antique wax, and I'm going to show you several different ways you can use it. So this first way, I'm just going to paint it on and leave it just like that. And it looks really dark and beautiful. And I've got this cute little couple that's caroling. I got in a grab box from Michael's a year or 2 ago. I'm going to take a little bit of evergreen pick and put it up at the top. I also put a little hanger on it with some jute. I'm going to cut off some little berries off of a pick. I'm just going to glue them right to the center of those picks that make it look like a little swag now. I'm going to cut off that little excess of the hanger, and I'm going to take that little caroling couple, put a bunch of hot glue on the inside of the frame, and stand them right in there. I'll center them in there, and isn't this adorable? This might be one of my favorites today. I really like it. You will have to let me know what you think. So easy. For this cute little ornament, I have 7 of the tumbling tower blocks, and we're going to make a little snowman with a top hat. So I'm going to use that combination of my tacky glue. You can use wood glue and hot glue. I put little dots and then start assembling the pieces. I'm going to put 3 together for the face of the snowman. Then I'm going to put 2 together for the very top of the hat, and I'm going to put the other 2 on their sides and just put the 2 ends together, doing the same thing with the dots of glue, both kinds of glue. Now I'm going to assemble them. I'm going to put the head onto the brim of the hat. You see how I'm putting that the other direction for the brim. And then I'll take the top of the hat and set that back the other way on the very top of the hat. And it's so cute and so easy to assemble. I'm going to paint the head, front, back, and sides with the Rust-Oleum Linen White chalk paint. I'm going to take a pencil. I'm going to draw the eyes, nose, and mouth of the snowman. And I'm just looking at a picture to come up with what snowman face I want to make. And then I'm going to take a fine art brush and some black chalkboard paint and just paint in the eyes and the mouth. I will use my pumpkin chalk paint from Waverly to paint in the nose. He is turning out so cute. Now I'm going to embellish his hat a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of a piece of greenery from a pick or a couple little pieces. I'm going to wrap some jute twine around 2 fingers about 15 times, and then I will take the remaining string and wrap it around the middle and kind of make what looks like a little bit of a bow. Once I get enough on there, I'm just going to hot glue it in place and then cut off the excess. Once I do that, I'm going to take my scissors and go right into those loops and cut them open on both sides, and then I'll fluff it just a little bit. I'm going to hot glue it right on the brim of his hat. Adorable. Now, off camera, I took a little bit of the white paint and I kind of flocked his hat so it looks like he's been snowed on. This is such a cute ornament, and of course I added a jute hanger. Let me know what you think. For this little block project, we've got 13 blocks, and we're going to make a very small standing tree. It's like an evergreen or pine tree. We're going to start with the base. I'm going to use the tacky glue and hot glue combination, and I'm going to glue 1 block to another block laying flat, as you see me doing here. Then I'm going to start assembling the tree, and the way I'm going to do it is take them sideways and just keep building upon each other. So you see how the second one goes all the way to the top, then the next one on the left goes up to the top, and it kind of creates this little upside down V shape, which will be the entire body of the tree. And you can see it right here. If you need to freeze the screen, go ahead, take a screenshot, whatever makes it easier. Now the tricky part is getting that stand to stay. So I loaded it up with the hot glue and the tacky glue, and it wasn't staying great. I had to kind of hold it for a while, and once it dried, I reinforced it with some more glue and then kind of scraped off the excess off camera. Now I still wasn't 100% confident it would stay, so once I painted the trunk of the tree in the antique wax and the base of the actual tree in the fern color chalk paint by Waverly, I'm going to also paint the very base with that chalkboard black. I want to get all the painting done. Now to secure it, I'm going to take some like bigger rope, if you will. I'm going to hot glue it all up into that little, upside down V at the top there and wrap it around several times, cut off the excess, and then, tack it down. That gave it more stability, and I added a cute little gold and white twine bow, and that was it. So cute. You could add a hanger and hang it on a tree or just set it on a shelf. Now for this one, I'm going to use 12 1/4 blocks. Now this is not a Christmas one. This is a little menorah for Hanukkah for those who celebrate. So I've got my miter shears from Amazon. Very good if you have arthritis to cut little pieces of wood. So I just chopped what was already a half a piece of a Jenga block in half and then cut a little piece of it off to make the stand on the menorah. So menorah has 4 candles on each side, 1 in the middle that you light the rest with, and then of course the stand. So I'm going to take one of the Jenga blocks, lay it flat, and then put 4 upright on that piece. And I'll do the same thing with the second set of 5 that I have sitting there. And you'll see that right there. Then I'm going to put them together, attaching the very bottom. And of course I'm using tacky glue and hot glue as a combination with little dots, and you can use any glue that you like. This works best for me. I'm going to put some hot glue between those 2 in the middle, and then I'm going to set that middle candle or whatever right in the center just up a little bit so it's taller. I'm going to add that little teeny piece that I cut off to the middle of the bottom, and now I'm going to stand it all up on this one block, which has become the base. It's adorable. This is so cute. You could, stand it on a tier tray, on a shelf, whatever you want. I'm going to take some metallic silver paint and then 2 different colors of blue acrylic paint. You can use anything you want. And I'm going to paint the whole base with the silver, like it's a, silver stand. There you go. Then I'm going to alternate every other candle with the different blues, and I'll start in the middle with the darker blue and then take the lighter blue. Often Hanukkah is celebrated with like blues, whites, and silvers, so that's what I'm doing here. Now it's all done. I wrote Happy Hanukkah, many spellings for that word, so don't think it's wrong. There's just more than one spelling. And then I'm going to put a little Star of David right in the center of the stand, and that kind of spruces it up, and it looks adorable. Now for the flames, I'm going to take this rope that you can find in the automotive section at Dollar Tree. It's yellow, of course, and I'm just going to cut little pieces. I'll put a little glue on the ends of each piece to make it stand up and be pointy. And look at that. Looks like little flames. How cute is this? So for those of you who celebrate Hanukkah, here is an awesome idea for you. For this block project, we only have to use 5 blocks, and literally we're just going to glue them right next to each other. I mean, this one is so super easy. So I'm just going to use my combination of tacky glue and hot glue and put all of the 5 pieces together. And if you've noticed, I always wipe off the excess glue. I always have a little napkin nearby that I can, or paper towel, I can wipe it off. So here's another technique for using the antique wax. I spray it down with water from my mister, and then I paint the whole thing with the antique wax. And so that makes my wood surface wet. And this creates like a stain. So I wipe off the excess, and see how this one comes out lighter, and it's just another fun way. Now I've got this old ornament. I think it's from either Dollar Tree or Dollar General, and I just never used it. So I thought, I'm going to take that white Christmas tree off. And yes, it was a perfectly good ornament, and you don't have to take it apart, but you could cut out something on white cardboard. But I was willing to do that. So I glued it on with the hot glue, and I added 1 berry on top, and then I'm just going to add a little twine hanger to the back. I usually loop the twine and then tie a knot at the end and then glue it on. That's it. How easy is this? You could also write a name on it or a year, whatever you want. This is such an easy, it could be a cute little gift topper too. For this block DIY, we're going to take 4 of the blocks, and we're going to take 3 of them and put them side by side with the hot glue and tacky glue combination. This is going to be a cute little sign like that you would see in the snow out in front of somebody's house or wherever at a cute little, like the North Pole or something like that. Then we'll take the last one and put it at the bottom as the base of the sign. I'm going to paint the base of the sign in the linen white chalked paint by Rust-Oleum. And then I'm going to take a blue acrylic paint. I'm going to paint the front, back, and sides of the actual sign part itself. Now off camera, I guess I forgot to turn the camera on. I also did little red stripes around that handle just with some red paint. With a chalk marker from Dollar Tree, I'm going to write "Let It Snow," and I'll just go over those letters once, extra to go make them darker. And then I'm going to make a little snowflake also. Super, super easy. Doesn't even matter how neat you write. Then I'm going to take this snowflake ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to cut a piece. I'm going to tie it around the base of that sign and just tie a knot. And then I will take the ribbon and dovetail it. And just by, folding it down the middle, putting the pieces together, folding it down the middle, and then cutting from the open ends up towards the sign. And that's really cute. And there you go. That's it. And then I flocked it a little bit just to make it look like it was outside in the snow. And I added a hook so you could hang it. How cute is this? Now for this Christmas tree, I've got 19 blocks, and you can see here the different levels, it kind of adds by 2 every level. And I'm going to start with the bottom level, which had the most, and I'm going to use my combination of Aleene's tacky glue and hot glue. Again, any glue you want to use is just fine. I'm going to attach that whole row together. Then I'll do the other 2 rows, just like you see here. Now I'm going to add each of those rows to each other, so figure out where I need to put the glue based on the width of each of those levels, and then I will hot glue them together. You see how I did that right there? And I'll do the same thing to the next one and the top piece. And now I'm going to put some glue and attach that little trunk right to the bottom. And then I've got 2 other blocks. I'm going to put one under and one over the very bottom of that trunk and hot glue them, and that gives it a base that it can stand up with. So that worked out really nice as a way for me to be able to put this on a shelf when it's done or wherever. You could also add a hanger and turn it into an ornament, whatever you want. I'm going to paint the base with the antique wax for the trunk and the black for the bottom. And as you can see, it came apart because I was a little rough with it. So I'll glue it on at the end. And I painted the whole tree in that fern color by Waverly. Now I'm going to add a rather large evergreen pick and a large pick of the red berries because this one's bigger and I wanted to give it a little more oomph. And then I have this cute little kind of burlap bow and I'm just going to put it on there and I'm going to flock the whole tree, the evergreen, the berries, everything. I thought that looked so pretty to do that. And this is just a cute little decor piece that I can put in my home for Christmas. Let me know what you think. For this block project, we are going to take 5 blocks, and what we're going to do is take 3 of them and glue them with tacky glue and hot glue side by side. A little extra glue on there, so I'm going to wipe it off. It happens once in a while. Alrighty, so now that the 3 pieces are together, I'm going to take one and put it on the opposite direction on either side. You can see what I'm doing right there. And I'll do one right on the other side. Just creates a little bit of a different look. It kind of semi-frames it. Now we're going to use the antique wax on this one too. And this time we're going to paint it on. We're not going to add water, but we're going to take a paper towel and wipe it off. So again, showing you another way that you can stain it. And when you do it this way, it comes out even darker than the one with the water. So I'm going to take a little poinsettia pick that I got off one from Dollar Tree. I'm going to hot glue it to the center. And then I'm going to add a little twine hanger that I looped and tied a knot on the bottom and just put that right on the back. And this is such a cute little ornament. I'm going to cut a little pick of this kind of glittery evergreen. And I'm just going to hot glue that right to the top. And this one is done. Again, super easy. It would be a cute gift topper, a cute ornament for your tree, whatever you want to do. I love this one. Let me know what you think. For this block project, I'm only going to use 3 blocks. I'm just going to put them together side by side with the tacky glue and hot glue combination. This one is, well, I say they're all easy, but this one is really, really easy. You know what I mean? I mean, they're just all easy. These are so great to do with your kids or grandkids, honestly, or if you're just looking for a quick project. So I'm going to take some red acrylic paint, use any red paint you want, and I'm going to paint the whole thing bottom sides back in red. Then I'm going to take some black chalk paint, and I'm just going to make like a line across the middle that's pretty thick. So I started in the center and then worked on both sides. And I'm going to do that all the way around. I'm going to dry it off with my heat tool from Amazon because I need to paint on it again. I want to make sure it's dry. I'm going to take some gold metallic paint. It's a paint I got at Walmart. And literally, I'm going to make like a belt buckle. This is Santa's jacket with his belt buckle. I'm just going to go around like in the middle. I'm going to make a square. And I'll do several coats to get the gold as bright as possible. And then I'm just going to put that little teeny piece in the center where it catches in the belt hole. Add a hanger, and that's it. How adorable is this? Oh my gosh, you could make a whole bunch of these and give them away. Put them on gifts, whatever you want to do. I love it. That's it for today. You are a blessing to me. Let me know which one is your favorite. And I've got another video right here on the screen that I think you'll really like. So click on it, and I will see you there. Bye.